Hey guys, welcome back. This video is brought to you by DistroKid. For those who don't know what DistroKid is a service that musicians and artists use to get their music into Spotify, Apple Music, all the online stores and streaming services. There's a bunch of services that do that, but DistroKid is honestly my favorite for a few reasons. But one, they pay out 100% of the money. They don't take any splits. They give you, the artist, all of the money, which is exactly how it should be. So you just pay one upfront fee for the year, and that's it. Follow the link in the description of the video, and you get a discount on your first year's fee. Plus, you support Chats Home all at once, so it's a win-win. Thank you very much, and enjoy the episode. All right, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to Chats Home. Today I'm honored to be sitting with one of the most exciting emerging acts right now, honestly. He's all the way from Buffalo, New York, but he lives here in Los Angeles now. Mr. Elliot Douglas of M.A.G.S. What's up, M.A.G.S?
What's going on?
Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So I always love when an artist travels across the country and comes to LA. I think that's like something very impressive because it's probably scary. So could you talk a little bit about like what made you be like, all right, I got to move to LA, and how it's been?
Yeah, it's kind of a long story, but the short version is basically the opportunity kind of just fell into my lap, really. You know, I just kind of like came out of a long-term relationship, and then I was kind of just floating, you know, like in Buffalo. I was like, I don't really know what to do next, you know, and my friend was a YouTuber at one point, and he asked me if I wanted to be a part of his like creative team, basically. And he was like, I'm moving to LA in a few months, and you know, I got some pretty cool opportunities coming up, so I want you to come with, you know. And at the time, again, I had really nothing going on, so I'm like, sure, yeah, that sounds good. This was like end of 2017, I want to say.
Okay.
And I had just put out the LP, the last record I put out. I just put that out a few months prior to all this happening. And then, yeah, it was like a really kind of impulsive thing, you know. I think it was November when he asked me, and then by February 2018, I was here. So, yeah, it was really fast. And I guess like I never really had like any set intentions of moving out here. You know, it was never like part of my plan to like, you know, okay, I'm going to get to this level, and then I'm going to move to LA, and then I'm going to try and get to the next level. It was never really like that. It's like, you know, I was very like ingrained in the scene in Buffalo for a long time, and you know, that's where I come from, and those are my roots. So, you know, it wasn't in my intentions to move.
Right.
You know, but I'm glad I did, realistically. You know what I mean? This has been an amazing sort of last few years. Because I've been here since 2018, so a little over 3 years now.
Got it.
But yeah, it's been good so far.
Do you feel like you're pretty well versed in the LA scene now, like that you've been here for a few years?
Yes and no. I guess I'm still kind of getting to know people, you know, but I also just kind of keep to myself. So, you know, I can like kind of see what's going on just on social media and everything, and like I've got mutual friends and stuff, but for the most part, you know, I'm still kind of new. Yeah. You know, so I'm still kind of meeting people and stuff like that.
Got
it. This is M.A.G.S at Chad's home, and this first song is called Smile. After I'm gone, you'll know me as the one who holds the key to your heart. Oh my God, fix your broken smile. Still a slave back then in my past.
just wanna be high in bed with you, and all of our problems, they can wait outside for a little while. You're not alone in thinking everyone's out to get you. Yeah. But I remember you said I'm your love. It's all the same. You should take the blame and hold it right in front of you. Lay my head on it, I'm so tired, and you're on fire. But after I'm gone, you'll know me as the one who holds the key to your heart. Oh my God, fix your broken smile, and I know just where I belong. So put your hand in my hand, no more fighting it all over that bullshit. Yeah. Gonna try being honest. Isn't that what you wanted? Well, that's too much thinking. Yeah. But after I'm gone, you'll know me as the one who holds the key to your heart. Oh my God, fix your broken smile, and I know just where I belong. So put your hand in my hand, no more fighting it all over that bullshit.
So when you put out Cellophane and then the self-titled album, that was all in Buffalo. So you're like producing there, like home studio, or?
Kinda, yeah. The Cellophane was like, I made that in my parents' basement.
Nice.
Mostly with one microphone. I had one of those
dang.
Yeah, I had one of those like cheap like Guitar Center like pencil condensers. And that's how I did all the tracks. I ended up like redoing the drums at my friend's studio, but I mixed it all at home and all that. And
Sick.
then the LP was similar. I did go to a studio to track that one in Rochester, but I mixed it at home and did all the vocals
Wow.
at home and everything.
Dang, that's
Yeah.
so cool. It's impressive. Like that's crazy to be like a one mic thing.
Honestly, it's kind of more out of necessity, you know.
Yeah,
I remember
yeah.
like being in a whole bunch of bands growing up, and you know, being in different studios and working with different engineers and stuff, and just being like, not only do I feel like I can do this, I think I can do it better than they're doing it.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, so
yeah.
let me just do it.
Nice, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you still kind of take that approach to recording, or are you now?
Yep. I kind
wow.
of take that approach to everything.
Wow.
Honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. I mean, being a self-sufficient artist, I feel like, especially nowadays, is like such an important thing. you
Yeah,
know?
I definitely think it's important to not only kind of like lean into your own ability, but know your worth. You know, and it's just so easy to get taken advantage of.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
like a lot of you know, I don't know. I'm not gonna sit here and talk shit, but like I think a lot of artists don't always understand like what they're worth, like what they contribute, you know, and they're willing to kind of sell their art for, you know, maybe less than it's actually worth to someone who's, you know, just gonna chew them up and spit them out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
Oh, for sure. I mean, so you had mentioned you were in bands before, so were you able to kind of learn that through experience, like, or just seeing?
No.
Oh, nice.
No, I didn't. I think if anything, what I learned from being in a lot of other bands is that no one is going to care as much about my trajectory is me. You know, you find yourself like in a group of people who, you know, want to play shows and want to make an EP or whatever, but then when everybody's intentions aren't aligned, like, you know, it can go south really quick, you know, or it can just not go anywhere. It can just kind of stagnate. So, you know, I figured like, well, I have the ability to do it myself. I have sort of the, you know, the ability to write my own songs and record myself. So I might as well just give it a shot.
Yeah. Dang. And here you are, 10 million plays later on that one song.
Yeah.
Congrats, dude.
Thank
Drugs,
you.
right?
Thank you. Yeah.
So huge. That's so cool. I just saw it hit that mark. Why do you think that song in particular like was the one that took off?
I just think it's magic, honestly. Like, I don't know. For some reason, whenever I play that song for anyone, you know, I used to work this job, this catering job, and like I didn't tell my coworkers that I was like a musician or anything, you know, and then they would find out and they'd be like, oh, let me hear some of your music. And then I'd play them that song and they'd be like, oh, this is so crazy. Like, I can't believe this is you. And I'm like, yeah, I guess. And then after that, it's like, you know, they follow me and they start listening to my music, and, you know, so I kind of just think that song has a little something special in it that I didn't put in it, or maybe I did. I don't really know, but I'm more appreciative of just like the fact that people even like it, you know, because it was such a kind of afterthought kind of song.
Interesting.
For the album. Yeah, it was the last one. It was the last one that I decided to put on the album, and it was one that I wrote for something else, and then I decided to record it for M.A.G.S.
Wow.
And it kind of just, yeah.
That's so cool. So it was more like people speaking back to you. Like, it wasn't necessarily one that's like, oh, this is going to be the song. I'm pushing it super hard. Like,
no, I put it in the middle of the album because I didn't really know where else to put it. I was like, let me just put it right in the center. It's going to be kind of a weird, like, you know, like a halfway point.
Yeah.
But it worked out. So
that's so cool. Congrats again. That's amazing. And recently you've been putting out a string of singles. The latest at the time that we're recording is Choked Out, which I freaking love that song so much. It's
Thank you, man.
It's so good. It's just such a vibe. And I feel like the production, you just like nailed the production, the vocal delivery, like, I don't want to love you anymore. Like when you're like yelling it, it's like, oh my God. I love this so much.
Thank you, man.
Could you talk a little bit about that song? Like how it came together, or how you know, like when you wrote it, all that good stuff.
That song was like, I want to say 2019. Like, there was a point where I was not really making music, because I had just kind of gotten my feet planted here, and I was just trying to survive. And I was just trying to find time to make music. So mostly like on the weekends, if I wasn't too tired from, you know, just grinding basically. Yeah. But I got that song and like a couple others within like maybe a weekend, right? So that one kind of just like, I honestly, I don't exactly remember like where the idea came from, but I kind of just woke up and started making the demo. You know, it was kind of just like inside me, and I kind of just started to let it come out. And I recorded about like a 30 to 40 second demo of it, just like the first verse and that first like, I don't want to love you anymore, like just that part, with like the guitar and like some really quiet drums in my apartment. And then I sent it to my manager, and I was like, I think this is going to be a hit. And that was it. And I love it. And I didn't touch it for like probably a year after that.
Dang.
Because I didn't know what else to do with it. You know, I'm like, this is a cool part, but I don't want to like fuck it up and like add parts that like don't match. Yeah. I wrote a bunch of different like choruses for it. Like, I just wanted to find something that kind of spoke to me and like helped the song, you know, because I thought that I don't want to love you anymore part was so strong, and I wanted to make a chorus that like took it up another level. You know. But yeah, I think that was kind of just written out of a place of, you know, feeling frustrated with like my current situation, and, you know, just kind of wanting to find a way of like getting it out, you know. It very much so, like just waking up one day and just making the demo, like it kind of just came out of me, you know.
Dang, that's so cool. Love that. Is that a similar philosophy that you take to when you approach making songs? Like, is it something that like you set out to do, or is it just something where you're like, oh, I need to write this, or like, oh, I have this lyric in my head, I need to get it down, or like a riff in my head, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I think most of my good songs, at least, kind of just come to me. I find that if I'm like sitting down and like actually trying to write something, usually it ends up not being very good, or it sounds too forced, you know what I mean? So a lot of the times it's like the original idea will just kind of come to me, and you know, I kind of just will kind of sit with it for however long, you know, and I'll think about like, I'm a drummer first, right? So like usually I'm thinking about what the drums sound and feel like. Got and like, you know, if I think about it kind of from a rhythmic standpoint, like it helps me sort of structure the dynamic of the whole song. Right. You know, so I'm usually kind of thinking about drums and then like the lyrics and the vocals and everything. And then like, usually it's like the guitar and the bass that kind of just come to me while I'm actually making it. Got it. You know, but I'm usually, if I'm like writing something and I'm working on it for a good minute, I'm usually just thinking about like the drums, which is kind of a weird way of going about it.
That's so cool. Dang, that's awesome. I feel like so many artists are very like guitar first, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what other artists do. I imagine people make music all kinds of weird ways, and like, you know, like being a drummer, it's like I feel the most like at home on the drums, so it's easy for me to think about my music as a drummer. You know, I think I make drummer music ultimately. You know what I mean? So
that's cool. Yeah, I love it. Are you someone who's like program drums? Like
no, I'm not. It's been such a funny adjustment because I come from like sort of the analog world. You know, where I wanted to be an engineer. Like a sound engineer basically. Oh, cool. And I went to a college for like a semester because I'm like, I want to be like a producer and engineer, and I got to go to school to like learn all this shit. And then I did a semester and I was like, I think I can learn this on YouTube. Like, I think I'm gonna drop out of college and go on YouTube and learn this. And now we're here. So
that's so crazy.
That's my message to the kids. Like, you don't have to go to school to like, you don't have to go to college specifically for music. Just go on YouTube. You know, I this was probably like, I was in college in like 2010. So it was like right when YouTube was like more popular a little bit, you know, so it was easy to just start looking up like how EQ and compression works and like what different programs do. And, you know, learning Pro Tools was like pretty easy, just giving it my full attention for a bit, you know.
Dang, that's awesome. That's good advice, honestly. I feel like there's so many music schools where, like you said, like you could just go on YouTube, then there's like a million videos, so just like
absolutely
very in-depth.
Yeah, and there's always more videos coming, you know what I mean? Like, there's never going to be a shortage of like information.
Yeah, 100%.
This song is called Choked Out.
Trouble seeps into the blood till all the color runs out. Karma takes me by the throat, but I like to get choked out. Feel the love, don't miss the point, too scared to ever look down. Beat it up, just beat it up until both of us pass out. I don't wanna love you anymore. I don't wanna love you anymore. Yeah. I don't wanna love you anymore. I don't wanna love you anymore. I could use you like a drug, too broke to get my fix. Reaching out to touch yourself, my finger making you sick, yeah. You're a masterpiece inside a broken shell. I might get down and you might start loving this new hell, yeah. I don't wanna love you anymore, yeah. I don't wanna love you anymore, I don't wanna love you anymore. So take it out on me, yeah. If you know what's good for you, just take it out on me, yeah. If you know what's good for you. that everything that you wanted, yeah. Well, you got it, yeah, yeah. It seems to me that everything that you wanted, ooh, well, you got it, okay. I don't wanna love you anymore. I don't wanna love you anymore. Check. I don't wanna love you anymore. I don't wanna love you any. So take it out on me, yeah. If you know what's good for you, just take it out on me, yeah. If you know what's good for you, just take it out on me, yeah. If you know what's good for you, take it out on me, yeah. If you know what's good for you.
So are these singles? They're working towards the album, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Say Things That Matter.
Yeah, that's the album. Yeah.
Yeah, that's I think it was on Spotify, that like in your about section or something that I saw that.
Yeah, that's I mean, I guess when this airs, like it'll be announced,
yeah.
but we haven't actually like announced it yet.
Okay, cool.
That's all good.
Yeah, I
though.
wanted to make sure, like, because I was like, I don't think I saw it on like his Instagram or anything.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
okay,
It's
cool.
all good.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll hold this until that announces. But
Sweet.
so I love that name. Is there like a reason why you're went with that title for the album?
You know, I actually came up with that title in the Buffalo airport while I was like taking a shit. That's just the reality of it. We were like, we were waiting for our flight to take off, and we were just, you know, we had a little bit of time, and I was like, man, I'm gonna just go to the bathroom real quick. And I had been writing a bunch of the songs for the album while I was home in Buffalo. And so I think I was just kind of like in like a creative space, you know, like my head was kind of just like working on stuff a lot.
Yeah.
And, you know, like I said, like most things that are good that come to me, it kind of just came to me. You know, I wasn't really like, what am I going to call the album? Like, what is it going to be called? Like, I wasn't like workshopping titles or anything. Mm-hmm. It kind of just was like, Say Things That Matter. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's what I'm going to call the album, you know?
Hell yeah. That's a funny story.
Yeah.
I love it. Thanks for the honesty.
Yeah, I'm all about that.
And then you're putting it out on Take This to Heart, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, congrats. That's
Thank
awesome.
you.
That's such a, I love that label.
They did
really cool stuff.
That was such a kind of out of nowhere thing, you know? Weird. I was in Buffalo again when that happened. I was just taking like a trip because I hadn't been home since the pandemic had started and everything. So I went back to Buffalo for a few weeks just to see my family and friends and stuff.
Nice.
And while I'm there, I get a call from my manager, and she's like, you know, well, I guess for a little context, we had been talking about like vinyl, like we want to do vinyl and stuff. So, you know, when you're making vinyls, it's a pretty big upfront cost, you know? So we were just like, we could do like a kind of a drop ship thing, like a made to order thing, or it'd be cool to like partner with like an indie label.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm not really like too interested in like signing to a label for like future albums that I haven't made yet and everything like that. You know what I mean? Right. So this came through, and they were just like, you know, what's going on with Elliot? What's, you know, is he trying to sign and everything? And we basically worked out a deal to where, you know, they're doing our physical distribution, you know, and I'm still technically like a free agent, you know what I mean? I still own my masters, you know. Sick. Like that's kind of what I wanted to maintain, was just like the freedom to do what I want. Yeah. You know, and I feel fortunate to have partnered with, you know, a label that respects that and still fucks with me and still wants to work with me. And it honestly, I've been really happy with them so far.
That's great. That's great. Congrats. So was the first album just completely self-released?
No, I used to be signed to another small label.
Got it. Okay.
Kind of based in Buffalo, and they put out that album, and they also put out the Cellophane EP.
Got it. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So, and then I know you have. I was talking to your manager and a couple like press people. Super cool. They were awesome to work with. What like when you're building a team? What's like important to you for that?
I think more than anything, like communication. Communication, and then I think just like. Well, when I started working with my manager, Felicity, it was one of those things where, like, she was looking for artists and I was looking for a manager, right? And, it definitely helped that we're both, like, Black people, you know what I mean? Like, I love working with other, people of color, and especially, like, the fact that she's a woman, I think that that's really important because... I guess like there's not a lot of like I don't want to say this. I'll choose my words carefully here.
Yeah.
I guess like working with a female manager is really important to me because she has to work twice as hard as any male manager would have to,
For sure.
And I know that because of who she is, like she's gonna work hard for me, and she's gonna work hard for herself. And like I know I work hard for me, and I want to be surrounded by people that we're all kind of working towards the same thing. And we're, I'm not like just signing on with some big management company.
Right.
I mean, we were definitely kind of at a similar level, when we started working together. And then as well as like the rest of the people on my team, it's like I had opportunities to work with like bigger companies and bigger organizations, but I ended up going with, the companies that, said they believed in me, and believed in the project. And I wasn't just sort of like another potential client,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? It's like, hey, we're actually just fans of your music and like, we want to see you do well. Like anything we can do to like, be a part of this, you know what I mean? Like to me that's way more valuable than whatever like big name that could hit me up that would be like, we want to sign you for, whatever. I'm like, not that interested.
That's cool. That's smart. Yeah, because I feel like a lot of artists get themselves in trouble because like it's hard to not get kind of goo-eyed like when a big management company hits up and they're like, oh, we represent like these big ass artists and like and like we have this cool ass office and but it's like you're just at that point you're just like another number, and like hopefully you take off and then you become a priority for them. But it's like
and I'm generally not really that impressed by that kind of stuff, like when people start waving their clients in front of my face and like like how well other people have done. I'm like, okay, well it's cool that those other people are doing well, but it's like I'm not those people, and like I kind of know where I want to be, so I want to be in a position where I can still maintain my autonomy, and also be in a more like collaborative relationship with my team versus like them telling me what to do or like, just there being sort of a loss of communication,
Totally. Yeah, I love that. That's awesome. So back to the album real quick. Just I'm stoked about it. I guess there's not like a release date yet.
There is a release date.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You got it. It's coming this summer.
It's we'll say August.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, August.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Stoked.
Yeah.
And is there like a this could kind of be a weird question, but is there like a theme or like a through line of the album or like something that you're trying to get across, or is it just more of a collection of songs that you feel great about?
There's definitely a through line. It's a little loose, but I think that the whole album is sort of like a chronicle of my own personal growth over the last few years.
Oh, cool.
Obviously since moving to LA, it's like my way of thinking has changed a lot. Like the things that I'm interested in have changed, and like I feel like kind of like a different person in a lot of ways. Like I know inside myself I'm still the same, but my general like interests and the way that I think about things is so different, and that's from meeting new people and just from like kind of being away from everything I've ever known. It kind of forces you to like change. And I think that a lot of the songs deal with like kind of those moments of like realization of like, okay, like this is a point where I'm going to step forward and I'm not going to step back, you know, and like I'm realizing that like, you know, maybe this thing that I've felt or done for a really long time is not for me anymore, and maybe I need to like step away from that into something new. You know, I think a lot of the songs kind of deal with that, and you know, it's not always pretty, it's not always like an easy transition, but I think like the album sort of shows you the whole of what it means to change, you know, and it's related to me, of course, but I think it's stuff that all of us as humans go through, you know, so it's not like it's just like my own specific niche like experiences. It's like these are universal experiences that anybody can relate to. So I wanted to put it out and try and write songs that could resonate with people that, you know, maybe feel like they're alone, you know, and it's like, I'm the only person that's going through this. I'm the only person that like understands. It's like, you're really not. Like, we're all kind of going through a lot of the same stuff, you know, and, you know, particularly it's like, I made this album pretty much during the entire pandemic. Like I started recording it in, I want to say June 2020, and I finished it January 2021. Wow. So it was like the whole time, a lot of what I was feeling during that whole time, you know, we had like all the riots, basically the race riots with George Floyd. We had, you know, all the pandemic stuff. We had all the Donald Trump stuff, like, you know, and it felt like there was all this external shit just happening, you know, and I'm having to sort of remind myself every day that, like, you know, I have something that I'm doing, you know, and not get caught up in all of the like, is the country going to be run by a psychopath next year? Or like, are these wildfires going to like come into LA? You know, there's all these different things that I'm having to think about, but I'm like, I have to focus on finishing this album, you know? So yeah, it was pretty crazy. It was really crazy. But looking back, it's like, it was honestly kind of the best experience I've ever had. Wow. You know what I mean? Like, I'm glad I can look back on it and kind of understand like that I was supposed to go through that, and, you know, how much it kind of helped me grow and like push through some of that stuff that I had been, you know, writing about up to that point. And yeah.
It's beautiful.
It's album stuff, you know.
Well said. Very well said. Do you think that it's like more nerve-wracking now than to like release that music? Like, it's kind of a two-part question, but you know, when you put out Cellophane, like, obviously now you have a much larger base. That one album, that song was crazy, like 10 million streams. Like, and this one obviously seems very personal as well, and like what you went through. Is it kind of nerve-wracking, like more so now, or do you think it was more nerve-wracking to like initially put out music like in 2015?
I don't really get nervous to put out music. I think by the time it's coming out, I've already kind of like made my peace with it. And you know, I just, you know, at this point, it's like a lot of people kind of on the industry side have heard it. Like my whole team has obviously heard it and everything, and a lot of my family and friends have heard it. So I've gotten a lot of the feedback that I wanted on it already.
Got it.
So when it comes out to like the general public, it's like, you know, I've already sort of resolved how I feel about all the stuff on the album, and, you know, it doesn't like make me nervous to share it with people. I'm more excited to share it at this point. I'm definitely ready for it to come out. I would have put it out as soon as I finished it if I, you know, if I could have, but, you know, you got to do things right. You know, it's the whole thing.
Of course. Yeah, that's awesome. And then you're playing it live on the Happy Fits tour, right? Like,
we're playing most of it. Yeah, like we're gonna play some of the older songs as well, but for the most part, it's gonna be focused on a lot of the new stuff, which I'm excited about.
Yeah, that's a huge tour. That's crazy.
Man, it's honestly like I'm really excited about the tour. I'm a little nervous just because this is honestly the first M.A.G.S tour. Like, oh wow, this is the first M.A.G.S tour.
That's so cool.
We did like a lot of stuff in Buffalo and like some regional stuff, but like it wasn't like, I was only doing M.A.G.S in Buffalo for about 2 or 3 years before I moved. So it wasn't like I really had a lot of time to like kind of
build a band.
Well, I had a band, but I wasn't really in a place where I could like venture out and do like DIY tour and everything like that. We were still kind of just playing the local scene and like that whole thing. So this tour is like a pretty crazy way to come back from not having shows for almost 2 years. And, you know, secondly, it's just like, this is really the first legit M.A.G.S tour. So I feel cautiously optimistic about it.
Nice. Yeah. Get your tickets now, by the way. Tickets on sale.
Yeah. They're selling quick. So you don't want to sleep.
Yeah, seriously. That's awesome. And last question before we get into a couple fan questions came in, but I feel like your career since 2015 there's been a lot of ups, like a lot of great moments, like your songs on TV shows like Shameless and The Flash, being on MTV, like about to go on tour with Happy Fits, like having a song hit 10 million on Spotify. Like, is there one thing that has been like the true highlight for you, or that you were like most being like, wow, I can't believe this is happening in my life, you know?
That's an interesting question. I guess like I don't know if I can say just one thing, because like, you know, it seems like every couple of weeks or so I get like a call that's just like something crazy about to happen. I'm just like, okay, like, you know, and it's crazier than the last thing that happened, you know? So I guess like, I just feel really grateful for all of it, you know? Like, I think that you sort of, you receive the energy you put out, you know? And I try to treat everyone on my team with respect. I try to like, you know, be supportive of my fans who support me. Yeah. You know, it's like, I want to interact with them, and I want to be sort of like a positive influence. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I don't really know if there's one moment that could kind of like eclipse all the other ones. Right. You know, it's all kind of just been like this steady climb, you know what I mean? So I'm so cool. I'm mostly just blessed. I feel really blessed to be in the position I'm in, and I honestly feel like the best stuff hasn't even happened yet. Yeah. You know what I mean? This has all been kind of like behind the scenes, like sort of building up. Wow. And it's all about the pop.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for being on this before you become like astronomical. This is gonna be the biggest episode. I'm telling you, Robert.
Maybe.
But yeah, let's get into just a couple fan questions came in. Number one, are you a fan of the 1975, and have they influenced you?
I am a fan of 1975. My girlfriend is actually a huge fan of the 1975, and she sort of put me on to them. I would like, during the pandemic especially, I would put them on when it was like super heavy and depressing. We'd be like, after like a 3-day bender of just like not moving or doing the dishes or anything, it's like, okay, we got to clean, put on some 1975, clean this shit up, go outside, like do something. But like, I just felt like, I think that band, like, they're like really, they're special, I think, because, you know, they sort of made their own way, you know, and they have sort of kind of, in a way, like taken influences from a bunch of different genres and made their own genre, you know? It's at a point now where it's like, you hear a band that like has any element of the 1975 in it, and you're just like, oh, that just sounds like 1975. That's how my brain works. It's like, if I hear like a guitar with like chorus on it or like anything, I'm just like, okay, well, I see what you're doing here. Like, it's fine.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, but they're good.
Nice. What type of guitar do you play?
I play a Fender Jazzmaster. That's kind of my number one guitar. I also just bought this kind of weird discontinued Fender guitar. It's called a Pawn Shop Offset, and it's in like shell pink.
That's cool.
It's such a trip. Like, I actually bought that during the pandemic as well. My friend Vanessa graciously sold it to me, with the contingency that if I decide to sell it, I have to sell it back to her. Nice. You know? But it's like, it's super rare, and they made them for like 3 or 4 years, like I think 2011 to like 2015 or something like that. So it's like a really weird looking guitar. It's like a cross between a Stratocaster and a Jazzmaster, and then it's also like semi hollow.
That's right.
It's a trippy guitar, but I love it, honestly.
Is that something you would like tour with, or is it like stays at home?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's like, that's probably the guitar I'm going to take, because it's kind of a statement, you know what I mean? It's like you don't see many pink guitars. And then like that one in particular is just not one that you see at all, really. There's one other guy I think on Instagram that I've seen that has one.
That's cool.
But everyone else that has them just, you know, I don't know if they don't post them or what, but I don't see them very often.
I feel like a new Google search is gonna be like M.A.G.S pink guitar.
Probably.
Like people are just gonna be like trying to search for that picture.
It's the guitar from the Choked Out video.
Oh, sick. Okay,
yeah, that one.
Yeah, love that. Speaking of, the next question was, can I direct your next music video? Someone wants to work with you.
Okay, well, you can send me a DM. I could check your shit out at the very least. Cool. I got a good guy who does most of my stuff right now.
Nice.
But yeah, you know, open to
collaborations.
Yeah, for sure.
Nice. And the very last one, any pedal that you can't live without that's on your pedal board?
Yeah, it's the Strymon El Capistan. It's like it's a tape delay, basically. I bought that pedal like 3 different times. I buy it and I sell it. I'm like, wait, I need it. And I buy it again. I'm like, you know what? And I'm like, okay, actually I need it. I keep buying it. So I think I'm on my 3rd one right now.
Nice.
And yeah, it's honestly become like an integral part of my sound. It's got this cool like self-oscillating thing. It has like a tap tempo switch on it, and if you hold the switch, it'll like self-oscillate, and it just kind of creates this big like feedback noise loop thing. And I'm really into like kind of like noise type music and like tape stuff. So yeah, that's definitely my favorite pedal, and I'll probably always have it on my board.
That's rad. Love it.
Yeah.
Good answers. Well, yeah, is there anything else that you like wanted to talk about or get into or mention before we sign off?
I guess just get your tickets for the tour, and the album's coming out soon. And then I don't know when this is airing, but I do have another single coming out next week.
Okay. It'll be after next week, so that'll actually be pretty perfect.
Yeah, so June 18th.
Okay.
I'm dropping a song. I'm actually going to perform it today.
Sweet.
So, yeah.
Awesome.
It'll be
fun.
fun.
Get a little teaser before everyone else.
Yes, sir. It's like the version I did of it today is pretty different from the recorded version. But I think both are going to slap. So
nice. I love it.
Cool.
Sweet. So a couple shout outs from my end. Shout out to DC Shoes. They sponsor the series. They keep us alive.
Crazy.
So that we can talk to amazing people like M.A.G.S. And Topo Chico, of course. Best mineral water in the game. Yeah. Thanks for watching. And again, just thank you so much for being here, dude. I honestly see so much going well for you in the future, and I just love that you're open to coming here and spend some time. So I really, really appreciate it.
A pleasure. Always a pleasure.
Awesome. Sweet. Let's get into some music. Thanks, y'all.
This next song is called Beg.
Looking up at the sky, I won't lie and tell you I could see the silver lining. 'Cause the chances are we're too far to turn around and rewrite all your history. Please don't let this be the last time that we shake hands, color all your feelings red. Is it all in my head? Did you hear what I said? Did you hear what I said? Oh, what did you say? What did you say? Yeah. You asked too many questions, recorded all the reasons. Yeah, and now you're trying to make me. You're gonna make me. You're gonna make me. Beg, 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 yeah. I won't. You can't make me say it back. You said, don't go. You can't make me say it back. Woo! You turned yourself into a tree, bore your roots into me, and I was torn apart. It's not like I really matter, yeah. I've been waiting patiently. She said, boy, you better grow up, yeah. And you are all I see. I'm sure I'll fall with my hands in front of. Now you're trying to make me. You're gonna make me. You're gonna make me. Baby, yeah. I won't. You can't make me say it back. You said, don't go. You can't make me say it.
Hey, what's up? Just letting you know we are now on Patreon. Sign up for exclusive performance videos. You get the episodes early and a bunch of other cool stuff. The link is in the description. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much.